Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Conscious Straight Talk with Lindsey and Katie.
How is everyone today? We're happy to see you. It's a chilly one here in Southern California.
Yeah, we're not used to cold, and it's like 35 degrees, so I'm sorry, West Coasters. I'm sorry, not West Coasters, East Coasters.
And the Northerners.
Yes,
They're
sorry.
in snow. They got snow.
Yeah, I'm not into that, so I'm not meaning
I miss
to
the
complain.
snow, but, I'm in Southern California. I have that expectation to walk out and put my flip-flops on in the morning.
Yes.
And this morning I walked out to frost, and there was actually icicles.
And we never know, so we're never prepared, so we're always cold.
That's crazy. So anyway, we wanted to take this opportunity because I know vacation time is here, the holidays are upon us, all the kids are home from school, a lot of offices are closed, there's a lot of stress happening, and we wanted to address that and sort of talk about some tips to help you stay calm during the holidays.
Yeah,
because just being aware and conscious of our day-to-day things, and that there's a lot more stress added on during the holidays.
Yeah.
We really need to talk about that, right? Keep the conversation going.
Yeah,
So,
and this can go, just so you know, this can go for any holiday. We're not just talking about Christmas.
Yep.
I know that Hanukkah's already passed and Ramadan's already passed and whatever else, but this can go for any holiday.
well, this is kind of with New Year's Eve, and like this is the kind of time
anything.
period where there's festivities and parties and menu. Oh, just so much planning and things that we need to do. So,
I know.
Our first tip, and we say this all the time because it really does help with everything, and that's to exercise. You got to get out there and get some exercise, get your blood flowing, even if it's just a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, it does not have to be 2 hours at the gym.
No,
right? Just
not at all.
Just walk around the block. You know what I
that
mean?
will oxygenate your blood. It will calm you down. It will help you think straighter.
It will
Right?
It will help to calm down your sympathetic nervous system and up your parasympathetic nervous system.
Yep.
And it also brings you out of yourself. I'm not saying that everybody's self-centered. I'm saying that when we get into this mode, we can't help but think of all the things that we need to do and just about us and everybody else that we're trying to deal with.
Overwhelming. It gets you out of that overwhelming mode.
And allows you to see that the world is going on and the sun is out. Well, at least it is in California.
Or even I know on like Netflix and Amazon Prime, they have those 5, 10, 15-minute yoga workouts or Zumba or Pilates.
Right.
Those are all fantastic. It does not, like she said, it does not need to be an hour, 2 hour long hardcore workout. Just get some exercise.
Go up your steps 10 times.
Yeah.
You'll be done with that. That'll be great.
And along with getting the exercise, we really want to be mindful at this time period for what you're eating.
See this?
And
See
how
this?
much sleep you're getting.
Spinach and kale, but it tastes like a pina colada. That's right. And we're not saying don't eat those delicacies. I've had a little bit of an issue with some English toffee lately. But we're just saying, like, try to be mindful, because then you're going to be lethargic and sick, and then you feel awful, and enjoy the delicacies.
Well, and our bodies do respond, right? If you're used to eating healthy and eating green, and all of a sudden the holidays come and you're just eating as much junk as you can, your body's
as much
crash.
English toffee as you can eat.
You're going to start feeling like crap, and we don't want that to happen. So
You're
just be mindful, and also of your sleeping habits, because we'll start sleeping less during this time, right? We got to stay up to wrap, we got to stay up to plan the party and do all this, and it will start to have long-term effects during the day on you when you're not sleeping right. You'll start making poor choices.
That's right. And actually in here I'm just going to add a coping mechanism, something I do. I love to sleep, but I have sleeping problems. So I try to always schedule in, even I celebrate Christmas, but it's a tradition rather than a religion for me. So I always try to schedule in a nap on Christmas Eve if I'm doing dinner, which I'm always doing.
I think that's good, and even if it's not a nap, it's still like an hour of your
just
time.
relaxation.
Self-care time. Even if you guys don't want to take a nap, you can meditate, you can read, you can journal. Just start writing.
Watch a little Netflix that's not going to stress you out. You know what I mean?
So I think that's definitely a great. You really need to be aware of that and not neglectful of your time, because again, in our position as mothers. And business owners, you start to become so much more concerned about your employees and your children and getting everybody what they need.
And you forget about yourself. You forget about yourself.
So it's important to be mindful of exercise, eating, and sleeping.
Yes.
On all levels.
Always
and
number
it goes
one.
both ways. Sometimes I know for myself, I will not eat. and all of a
Well,
sudden
that's
I'll
what
be
I
like,
was gonna
holy
say.
mackerel, I've
Yeah.
done all day and I haven't
Yeah,
eaten. And
that's
everybody
what I
else
was
I
gonna
prepared
say.
meals for and gotten them food.
Yeah.
You know, so overeating isn't the only way. It can
No.
also go in the other
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
And I have to be, like, I know you bought me the smoothie this morning. She's
Well,
like, Lindsey,
so-
you gotta have something.
Exactly, because then that makes you lethargic,
Yeah.
and it can
And
cause blood sugar
cranky.
issues and cranky and whatever else. So yeah, you have to remember to eat too.
So
because-
either way, whatever your habits are, just be mindful of them.
Right.
So the next tip is to really make a master list of all your to-dos. A master one, not the smaller. So we'll make sub lists. We'll
Yeah,
talk about
we'll
that
have the
coming up. But
sub-list.
this one is like, you know, your gifts. You've got to do gifts. You've got to do
Cooking.
menu planning, cooking. You know, what list of friends you need to see, what work activities need
You're
to be
sending
done.
out Christmas cards. I don't know. I've already missed
Year
that.
end tax
but-
stuff.
Yeah.
All of those types of things. Make a master list because it
Because
does help.
if you, I'm sorry to cut you off. If you don't, I mean, if you don't make a list, you have all these things swarming around in your brain, and
the anxiety rises.
to make a list is to calm your anxiety, because then you can just go, oh wait, I have my list, and then you can go to your list and go, oh, okay, right now, and put it in order once you make your master list of like, okay, I need to buy the turkey today if you do turkey or
whatever your food is. So, and that takes us to the next tip, which is really to plan ahead as much as possible.
Yes.
You know, with your menus,
Clean out your refrigerator.
Yep.
Buy
Clean
your
out
food
so
ahead
much
of
you've
time.
got. Make your menu list, your grocery list. You know exactly what you want.
Gifts.
Invitations.
Gifts, like always, one thing that I recommend, because I always recognize that I have colleagues and I have kids and I have family and whatever else, so I always am like, oh my god, I forgot somebody. So I go to Home Goods, yes, or Marshall's or wherever, and I buy cheap candles that smell amazing, or just little things that are cute and great. So always have a couple of those if you can afford it in your
The spare gifts.
back pocket.
Yep,
No,
that's a great
doesn't
tip
work.
because
But-
it does help alleviate stress.
Stress.
And plus the drop by that you weren't expecting. You know, the acquaintance that came or the family member that drops by out of the blue.
or the neighbor that brought you a thing of wine that, you know.
It's nice to have a little something, and that helps to alleviate. The same with hair and makeup. Be aware of that. You know, make your hair appointments. Get your hair done the night before.
Do it the night or the day before or even 2 days before. Just if you're into hair and makeup. If you're not, don't worry about it. But if you are, do it ahead of time. Plan your outfit, because this is something that I have a major problem with. It's 5 minutes before Christmas
kids'
dinner.
outfits.
Yes, and your kids' outfits, because that can create a lot of stress. Yes. And if you do makeup, I recommend like taking a shower in the morning, doing your base makeup, which would be like your powder, foundation, or whatever, just your light makeup, and then at night, or whenever you celebrate, whatever you're celebrating, whenever you celebrate like 4 o'clock or whatever, just at 3:30 going and then adding the finishing touches on.
Yep.
Because then that
Get as much done beforehand as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then our next tip is really an important one, because this is how a lot of us set ourselves up for failure. And this one is to really align your expectations. Okay, because we were talking about this a little bit before we got on, and I made the realization that actually some of my favorite holidays are the ones where things went wrong.
Oh, can you tell me? I love this story. You gotta tell me. I mean, mine just so you know, I think I said it on here. Thanksgiving was awesome, and I'm being very facetious. I had my turkey, I had all my stuff, and then I had a blackout for 2 days. So there was no Thanksgiving, and I was very depressed, I have to be honest. And I said, no, stop it. Order Indian food, because it was the only place that was open. And then I did my Thanksgiving 2 days later, and I held it together.
But I think that's, you know, you've got to kind of align your expectations.
Tell us your story. I got it. She's got to
we have
tell her
so
story.
many.
No, tell us.
One of my
story about
favorites
that.
was the year the turkey didn't get cooked. It spent 10 hours in an oven that
that you forgot
didn't
to turn
get
on.
turned on.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't my fault.
No,
Definitely.
no,
No, I was only in, I think, high school.
Oh, then it definitely wasn't your fault. Yeah.
But
it
I
was your
won't point
parents.
the finger at my dad. I mean, definitely wouldn't have been him.
It's your parents. I'll point the finger at them. So, yes.
But we wound up just going into the freezer and like taking out whatever frozen foods and heating them up, and it's still like we
they
all
had
laugh
some
about
pizza.
it. The year that we cooked the turkey and didn't have a turkey.
Right. And so that's the thing, is you make these memories and you can always go back, and those are the funniest ones.
And I can tell you, my mother, I thought she was going to have like heart failure on that day, right?
Yeah.
As the mother or the person that's
Right.
doing the holidays. So
Right.
that's why we say align your expectations. Be okay with your flaws. Be okay if something gets messed up, and expect the unexpected. And then when it happens,
Then you don't freak
you
out.
just take it in stride.
But I
You know
will,
it's okay.
yes, I will say there's some people that just like, we're talking about people that are cooking and all of that stuff. Listen, if you can't handle it, like my mom just goes bonkers when she has to cook. And so that's why I've taken over every holiday, and that's so much fun, let me tell you.
But even though, there's a lot of stress around that.
There's so much stress.
Yeah.
There's so much stress, and my mother goes bonkers, and so I just said, just go to somebody else's house, Mom. Like, don't even try. You know what I mean? You just go nuts. It's not even
that's
fun.
important in knowing yourself.
Yeah.
And saying, okay, these are my limitations, and this is actually
And
another
this is
tip
self-care.
for us as well, as plan a trip. You don't have to do like Griswold Family Christmas or whatever. You don't have to do anything. You can plan a trip. You can have a destination trip. Take your family away for the week for the
That
holidays.
didn't work out so well for the tsunami people. They went on Christmas and then the tsunami. But
the point is,
usually it'll work
walk
out.
away from it and that's okay. There's no problem with that. So knowing yourself, aligning your expectations, making it right for you is what the holiday is really about.
Right.
So, and then another tip to help you stay calm during this holiday is to volunteer. And if you don't have time to go and do like a 4-hour food kitchen thing, even just helping out a neighbor. Bringing in the
where
trash.
I said, that's true. And that's where I said, go, I've said this before, go to Starbucks and pay it forward. You pay the people, pay for if you can, and you can afford it, get $5 towards their latte, and you're going to feel good, and it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, for sure. Or even, bake something and drop it off to your neighbors.
Yes,
right?
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
But that is extra stress. So if you don't have the time, don't put that on yourself.
Or just anything that, something to just boost yourself when you're volunteering and giving back to others, that definitely helps keep you calm and really get you there.
It does. And I just thought of another one, and that's forgiving somebody. Now, I have nobody I want to forgive right now, but if you can do that, all the power to you. Kudos. Because that really does make you feel good when you forgive somebody.
Especially around the holidays.
Especially, and it's toxic to your body to have that anger inside.
One more thing we really want you to be mindful of is your finances. Do not overspend. There's no pressure to buy. It's important to remember that the feeling around the holidays, right? It's the feeling of the gift.
Yeah.
Not the cost of the gift. It's the thought that you wanted to do this for somebody. So it doesn't need to be stupendous and crazy that where all of a sudden in January the bills are going to come in and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what have I done?
This is me. I'm sorry. I'm just going to admit I have a serious problem. I love to give more than I like to receive. And so I spend what I don't have.
So we're talking to you here. You need to be conscious of your finances.
I'm trying to be better, and that's why my list is helping, because sometimes I buy 3 of the same things for the same person, or I hide it and I can't find it and then I have to buy it again. So, I'm going to take responsibility for that, and I'm going to work on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, and then this last tip that we want to share with you guys before we get going, so we're going to wrap it up here for today, is a breathing technique. Now, a couple of episodes ago, we did a breathing technique with you. Katie's going to run through it again. This can be done at any time, in any place, in any way you want to. Nobody needs to know you're doing it, or you can invite others to do it with you if you need to have a group calming down session. Yes. This will oxygenate your blood. This will free up your brain flow and allow you to make better choices.
Sympathetic nervous system again, increase your parasympathetic nervous system, and just make you feel better and slow down your breathing, because when you breathe too fast, that's when you start to hyperventilate, and that's when you create a panic attack, or can create a panic attack. So I'm going to talk her through this. I'm not going to do it with her because it's hard to talk while you're breathing. And so we're just going to do it again, because this is something that I recommend doing, 5 times a day, 10 times a day, whenever you can do it.
I actually do it all the time now.
You do? Good.
Yeah.
Good. And down the line, I just want you to know I'm going to teach you another one of my calming techniques. It's called progressive relaxation, and I like this more than anything. And it's another one where nobody needs to know, but it's very, very helpful.
Oh, maybe we can do that on Wednesday when we're talking about beating the holiday blues.
Yes, just so you know, on Wednesday we're talking about beating the holiday blues. I don't know about you, but I get depressed after the holidays are over, after all this work. And so, I think a lot of people get this way, and so we're going to talk about what to do to beat those blues. Those blues.
But for now, to stay calm,
we're going to do some breathing. She's going to do breathing, and I'm going to talk her through. Okay. So, shut your eyes, put your feet flat on the floor, put your hands flat on your legs. Thank you. And nothing crossed, because that's not helpful, because that's more anxiety provoking. I have to put down my pineapple, kale, whatever, smoothie. Okay, so here we go. So you're going to breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to hold it, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to breathe out, 1, 2, 3.
Do it with me, you guys. It feels good.
Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, hold it, 1, 2, 3, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do this a third time. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, hold it, 1, 2, 3, and breathe out, 1, 2, 3. And I recommend doing this at least 5 times. We're not doing that for the sake of you not having to watch us breathe. But I do recommend that. And just talking her through it made me relax. And I kind of feel that I need to take a nap right now.
So we're going to head out. And on Wednesday, we're going to be talking all about how to beat the holiday blues.
Yes.
And we hope that these tips helped you guys out. Please feel free to comment. We would love to hear from you on this.
Yeah.
Give us a little thumbs up. We'd appreciate that. And we will see you guys on Wednesday. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.